Has this ever happened to you? You show up to work on a Monday morning and your team comes to you and says, hey, this project that was doing really well, it was on track, it was on time, it was on scope, suddenly it is broken, it's stalled, it's stopped. For some reason, it is no longer on track. If that's ever happened to you, you are not alone. It happens to lots of business owners, and it happened to me this Monday morning. And in this video, I'm going to share with you what you can do about it, two simple strategies, and then also how to make sure it doesn't happen in the future. Well, it will always still happen, but how to make sure it doesn't happen as often in the future. Just two simple strategies. Let's dive into those. My name's Aaron Hughes. I'm the co-founder of Food Dog Group, and we help business owners create life, business, and wealth by design. And we help them do this. One of the ways we do this is by helping them see how their projects can stay on track and grow and contribute to the growth of their business. And where we see projects start to fall is really in two simple ways. And this happened to me this Monday morning. I had a project that was on track for a long time, and then suddenly it stopped. And I looked at this and I was like, okay, there's two things that need to get this back on track. And two things I could have done better at the very beginning that would have kept it more on track. And the two things are this. The first one is leadership. You have a set of leadership skills, and you need to apply those skills to the projects in your company. And so leadership skills are things like clear direction, clear communication, holding people to a KPI or a metric of some kind, and then holding them accountable if that metric isn't met, and making sure that your team has the resources and tools that they need to get the job done. And there's other things in leadership, of course, but I'd say those are like 5 big ones that apply to this situation. And when I looked at how this project started off okay, but then fell, I can see where some combination of those 5 things didn't quite happen from me to my team, and then from my team's leaders to their team. I can see that clear communication was good at some parts and not good in others. Some clear expectations were not set. The right tool was not being provided or used appropriately. So I can see how leadership could have better leadership could have solved that issue. Then the second thing that also contributes to projects either being on track or breaking and falling off track is processes. And that is where you have a system, a set of steps, a checklist, whatever you might need for a process for a project. That a process needs to be in place and functioning correctly in order for the project to work properly. And that was the case for me as well this past Monday, where we had a process for part of this project, and the process worked fine, which is why the project seemed to be green for a while, seemed to be on track for a while. And then suddenly when the project went red, when it went off track, I looked and I saw that our process stopped, but the project actually still needed to keep going. So I saw a broken process. And so those are really two things that will help to make sure projects succeed in your company, or if they're broken, it's probably one or both of those issues that you need to address: leadership and processes. So when you have a project that is on track, when you have a new project that you want to make sure it's on track, just make sure your leadership skills are there, that you are giving clear communication, and you are making sure that you are setting expectations and holding people accountable and giving them the right tools, right? That is the leadership piece of it. And then the second piece is processes. Make sure your processes are working and extend from the very beginning of the project to the very end of the project, and that they are functional, and that the team has all the things they need. And then whenever you have a project go off the rails, as I did this past Monday, you can say, okay, it's likely going to be either leadership or processes. And if the leadership piece failed, it's going to be these things, and I need to solve these. If the process piece failed, it's going to be these things, and I need to solve this. Or sometimes it's both, and you can address both. So those are two things that you can do to help make sure your projects are on track and stay on track, and then you can quickly course correct them if they get off track. Leadership and processes. So take a look at your projects and ask yourself, hey, if we are measuring green being on track and red being off, look at all the red projects and say, what leadership pieces need to improve, or what process pieces need to improve in order to turn those projects from red to green. That's how you keep your projects going, and that's how you grow your company. All right, everyone. Hope this was helpful. I'll see you on the next video.